You know what sucks? Is when we repair iPads for kids and they end up breaking it a few months later. In this case, this is what happened. We did a iPad repair on this broken iPad a few months ago, and you can probably tell right here there's a slight bend to the iPad and obviously broken glass. Now we do iPads here quite often. The only thing with iPads is when you can see all this broken glass on the display, it becomes very messy. Generally speaking, all we need to do with iPads is just do a screen replacement and move the home button from the old screen onto the new screen. And let's get started. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and make this adhesive around the frame easy and soft. And by doing so, you have to put this guy on the heating plate. So we're going to put on a heat mat. And we're going to give it a few minutes here until it gets hot. And then we'll go ahead and start removing it. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw on some safety goggles. Glass will be flying all over the place. This iPad is still on. Let's turn this off. It's probably a better idea. Come on. Good. And let's get started. I like to start removing the screen from just an edge, and I like to see if I could get underneath the adhesive and just remove everything as one strip. It's usually easier that way. So I take a look, and my pick is pretty deep in. And as you put the pick in, I like to push up against the screen so you won't touch the display underneath. So if you're doing this at home or you're learning for the first time, make sure your pick is pushing against the glass panel, which is called the digitizer. You want to be very careful when you're getting near the home button. This is the problem right here. You definitely don't want a separation like this. This can cause the button to rip. Very careful near that button. We'll use a razor blade just to lift the very thin broken glass near the area. As such. Maybe a pair of tweezers to kind of help us get underneath adhesive, okay? This is why iPads can get messy sometimes, because now you're probably just removing piece by piece, which can get very annoying. It looks like, take a look here and open it. Use some logic and open it up and make sure the cable is not damaged. Alright, looks pretty good. This is the cable that I'm pointing at. This is the home button, and that's a long cable right there. Let's get back here. Now we just had a customer come in and took up some time, and the iPad got cold. So we're going to go ahead and throw this back on the heat plate and let the adhesive get soft again. So let's give that a few moments. Okay, so let's get back this iPad. iPad is hot now, I would assume. We're going to go ahead and remove this adhesive. I did promise this customer we'll have it for him within the next 2 hours, give or take. And I guess he's traveling to Egypt, so he wants his device back pretty soon. So removing this glass in this corner so we can expose that one screw that's right underneath the glass. That is the screw that we're trying to expose. So once we remove the glass covering it, we'll be good to go on removing the display. Alright, first screw. The fourth one. Okay, so let's remove these 3 screws, covering. Play cable. I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy right off. And this is the screen we're going to remove. Okay, let's put this display on the side. Now let's focus on removing the digitizer. That. And lastly, you would want to remove that home button cable right here. Okay, we're good. Just like that. Now before we throw this away, we are going to have to remove that button. At this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and remove the battery connector, which is all it is for iPad. It's just this one screw. Most iPads at least. Remove that screw. And then that's the motherboard, this entire board right here. And that's the battery right underneath. This motherboard makes contact to the battery, thus that's how your motherboard turns on. So for us to disengage the battery and the motherboard, all you need to do is create a separation point. So we have this plastic tool, just pretty much like paper. You can slide this right underneath, just like that. That creates a separation between the motherboard and the battery. So let's work on the home button. Gonna go ahead and separate the button using a X-Acto blade from the digitizer. Okay, just like that. Just like that. And just pry up lightly. Be very careful when you're working on this button. This is still held down. Very good. That's the button. Right here. So if you guys are liking our content for now, or if you guys have any advice or suggestions, feel free to drop us a comment. Let us know what we need to improve on, what you like, what you don't like. This is probably our third YouTube video. We are still in the process of enhancing and making everything better. So please do drop us a like, a comment, subscribe, so all that YouTube goodie stuff. Okay, now that we have the home button right here, we're gonna put this guy aside, go back to the frame of the iPad. And we'll just clean it up a little bit from the inside. Okay. So going back to our X-Acto blade, we'll just, I probably want to replace this blade or not. Let's see if I can sharpen the blade. We have this sharpener that I like to use. I think it should be sharp enough. We're going to frame some glass here. Once I have all the glass removed, I'm going to go ahead and run a fresh blade. And something else, that extra piece of around. Seems like there's no more glass. There's one right here, actually. And something right here. Wow. We can get a zoomed in shot right here. Alright, so we've removed the majority of adhesive off this frame. We'll go over this one more time to make sure we remove as much as we can before we do a clean. Alright, so the frame looks pretty clean. Just aside from alcohol clean, we'll be done with this frame. I like to use a towel and with some alcohol. Use some alcohol here. Get it sufficiently drenched in alcohol, and we'll just clean the excess adhesive right around the edges, just like so. By doing so, it allows the new screen to adhere to the frame of this iPad. Oh, it's super clean. This is why you go to the grid. This is why you go to the gym. We go to the gym, so we can clean iPad frames. That's right. What's on here? Good. Frame looks pretty darn clean. So you'll find sometimes glass particles like that. You definitely want to throw them away and look around and make sure it's all clean. clean before you put in a new screen. And if you guys recall from the beginning of this video, we said we noticed a slight bend to the frame. Let's bend it back for the customer as well. But there's no way around it except just bending it back with your hand. The motherboard lays right here, so you definitely want this to be as straight as you can. It's just a slight bend back. Let's see if we get it right. Okay, a little bit better. Give it a little bit more. Okay, let's work on the home button. First things first is we're going to make this sticky. So we're gonna have to add this onto the screen right here. Okay. First things first is we remove this plastic piece that's covering the button. You can use your nails or tweezers. Remove that. And then we're going to remove the rubber gasket right behind it. I cut this off. With this new screen came in a rubber gasket. I'll go ahead and reinstall. My finger's all white due to the alcohol that I was using on my finger. Okay. Perfect. Just like so. Just like that. Cut right here. Cut. This is the new screen. We're going to remove all this adhesive, all the plastic covering the adhesive. And this tape, this is Tessa tape that we use. Remove that. Remove that. And we'll remove this. And now you drop the button in place. You want to center it as much as you can. So I like to use some tweezers just like that. Center the button right directly. And then push with your finger, make sure it's laying flat. I like to pull on the button and let the foundation just lay right above it. Just like so. That's perfect. Test it, make sure you hear that satisfying click. You probably can't hear it. Perfect. I hear it and I feel it. Button is ready to go. Let's install the screen and call it a day. iPad has been cleaned. Button has been installed. All we need to do is put everything back together. The home button first. Just push it in its slot. Close the tab. Just like so. Click in the home button, or the cables. This is where a lot of people struggle. If you're doing this for the first time, be very careful and not to press it in too hard, unless if you're certain you have it in the right. When you hear that satisfying click, it tells you it's in place. Do keep in mind, if these guys are installed incorrectly, your iPad will not respond to touch, or it may start ghost touching, as if something is touching the screen on its own. And no, you're not being hacked. Okay. Blow an air on it, clean the screen. We're gonna go ahead and just start closing this guy up, and before we seal it, we'll test it to make sure it's fully responsive. Just like that. Remove this. Connect the battery back to the iPad. We'll lay down the LCD. We'll turn it on as I screw in the LCD cables. Okay. iPad's turning on. It's a good sign. Let's test. Very good. Fully responsive. Let's close it up, add the remaining 3 screws. Alright, let's test and see if it works. Very good. Home button, perfect click, fully responsive. Hope you guys enjoyed that clip. This one was just a little dirty, as expected, flying over. So if you are doing any iPad repairs, be careful with the home button. That's probably the most important thing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please drop us a like, a comment, subscribe. Let us know if you have any other questions.